What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to the 1010 Studios. Quick overview for the X Air Q and the XQ32 applications for mobile devices. My name is Terrence. Glad you can join us today. This video is for a beginner's kind of guide to what to expect and also how to operate this simple and easy to use application on either side for the X Air series or the X32 series for monitor mixes. So what's a monitor mix? Essentially, it's just a separate mix compared to what we call the front of house or the main mix for the crowd to listen to. So you can have a monitor on the floor facing you of some sort or an in-ear monitor. Main difference, stage noise comes from the floor monitors or the stage monitors, and in-ear mix minimizes that extra sound for the entire stage. So it has a more of a direct feel for the individual singer or musician. So there's minor differences between the X Air Q and the X32Q app. I'm gonna start off with the X Air Q app. Now, what's very important on both of these is that you make sure that you have the right connection to the wireless signal for your mixer. So most front of house or engineers or sound folks, they're gonna have a separate router broadcasting a Wi-Fi signal for the Behringer product. Make sure you get that information to get connected. Very important. Once you get the app opened up for the first time, it will be in demo mode. So make sure you switch it out of demo mode, make the connection. And I suggest that you do a test in a controlled environment, a rehearsal environment, things of that nature, to get a feel for what it looks like and how easy it is to control. Once you've made that connection, you're going to see that you have several selections based upon how the mix is set up. So in this particular situation on the X Air 18, channel 1 is sort of sub mix for a sub speaker. Aux 2 is just an aux 2 at this point. 3 and 4 are linked, and 5 and 6 are linked. So at this point, the ones we're working with is 5 and 6 for the IM left and right. And if you need to change it, all you have to do is tap on the appropriate one, and in the background, you'll see it change accordingly. So we're going to stay on the IM 5 and 6. And this is in portrait mode at this time, so we're going to rotate this to landscape mode. And now you're going to see a traditional mixer type setup. Now you may say, well, where's the rest of the channels? I don't see anything. This has more than just the 8 channels in one view, or sorry, more than 8 channels in total. You just have to swipe to get to the next group of channels. And as you can see, we're on channel number 12. My voice is going through channel 12 at this time. And if I decided to, for my in-ear mix of 5 and 6, if I wanted to lower it or raise it, all I have to do is press and slide, and it goes up and down accordingly. Now, my voice right now that you're hearing is going through the front of house, so it's not going to affect what you're hearing from me. It would only affect the in-ear mix for that particular channel, that particular mic. So the same thing applies to any of the other channels, depending upon the input itself, whether it be music or vocals or effects or backing tracks, things of that nature. You can raise and lower it as you need to. Now, if you notice here on this screen, 9 and 10 are set to be off. That means they're muted out totally. So if those are muted out, you won't hear anything through your in-ear mix or nothing through the front of house. And as you can see on channel 12, it is definitely open, so you would hear something coming from that channel one way or the other. Now, don't be afraid. You can't mute these on the application. You can only do so from the actual mixer console or the main application. So for example, right now, if I wanted to turn off channel 1 on the mixing console, channel 1 is out. You wouldn't hear that through your inner mix or through the front of house. If I turned it back on, it'd be right back in the mix. Believe it or not, that's the main operation of this application. There's really not much more you need to be concerned about. But keep in mind, the main thing you want to make sure is that you're on the correct one. Now, most times the in-ear mixes are going to be in what we call mono. Mono means just one channel. So for aux 2, let's just say that's your in-ear mix. So now you'll see that aux 2 is set. And on aux 2, nothing was coming through. It's totally down to flat, 0. So if I want to bring it up, same thing. I just click on it and bring it up, and that'll be only in aux 2 or whatever mix that's for. It's as simple as that. And if I change back to my other mix, the settings are going to change accordingly, and things are going to be the way that they were left or should be on that one. So make sure that you're in a correct mix, make the selections as needed, and you're good to go. Now on the X32Q, which is very similar to the X Air Q system or series or application, very similar. This right here is in demo mode. And the way that you can tell that is that you'll see the letter D on all of the faders. Now, there's not that much sound going through it because this is not even connected to an X32 at this moment, but this is just a sample of what it can look like. And you'll see that all the faders are adjusted, how the application had it. And you can make changes as you need to. Now, on this one, you'll see there's little symbols of the different devices if it's labeled through the system. Bass drum is on 1, snare is on 2, a hi-hat is on 3, and so forth and so forth. And once again, you'll see on the left, same thing, IM left guitar, IM guitar left and right, 3 and 4, and you're able to adjust it accordingly to whatever you want to have. Now with the X32, it does have more input options and also icon options. So that's the only difference that I've seen personally with the two setups. So this right here is an overview of the app, and make sure that you play this back, share with the other band members if need be, if they also need to get a quick rundown of how the system works and what to expect. So until next time, you guys stay tuned and stay blessed.